Let's try to apply some SQL functions in the SQL. So if you can see in front of you, we have a retail analytics database table. So here, the first function we want to apply is we want to make street in lowercase characters. So if you can see in the street column, everything is in uppercase, but we want to make everything in lowercase. So for that, we have a SQL function called lower. Just use lower and just give this a column name. So remember, whenever you use a function, it will make the column name as no column name. So we always have to assign a column name to this function. So let's try and execute. So now you can see everything is now in lower characters. So the next function we want to try is we want to calculate the length of the street in every row. So for that we have a len function. Let's try to use that function length of street as street length. Now you can see in a new column has been created called street length, and everything is in numbers. So the next step we want to do is we want to order the table in ascending order of street length. So for that we can use order by, and we can use the same function ascending. So now we want to extract the year, month and date from the sales date column. For that we have three functions called year, month and date that can extract the year, month and date from the date column. So let's try to enter year of our sales date column as year, month of our sales date column as month, then day of our sales date column as day of sales. Let's see the result. Now we have year, month and day. So now we want to fetch the top three records from our table with the minimum street length. So for that we have a function in Microsoft SQL called top. So we can specify select top and how many records I want to fetch. So in our case we want to fetch 3. So now we will get the top 3 records that has the shortest length. So for the shortest length we have sorted our result by ascending order of length of street. So this is how we can perform the sorting as well as selecting the top record. So next we will use a count function to count the number of houses city-wise. So the result set would be city 1 and the number of houses present in that city, city 2, number of houses present in the city 2, and so on. So for that we have to use a count function and we have to group the records by city. So if you can see, select city count comma count from our table group by city. So this group by will group the records by city. Remember, whenever you are using an arithmetic functions or mathematical functions, you have to always group the records. Otherwise, the functions will give an error. Let me show you the error. So if we use like this, it will give like it's invalid because it is not either contained in an aggregate function or a group by clause. So we have to always use a group by with arithmetic functions. Now you can see like the records are grouped by city. So we have city-wise houses count. What if we want to see the maximum house prices city-wise. So for that, we have a function called max, and we can group the records by city. So this is how we use it. So we have to select city, comma, maximum price of that city. We are applying the function maximum in the price column, and we are grouping the records by city. So here you can see now the maximum house prices by city. Similarly, we can also group the records based on average house prices. For that, we can use average function instead of max. So if you can see, we have used average function instead of max. There is one more function that's called isNull. So with null function, we can check our table whether there is any null values in it or not. So to apply null function, we have to specify it on a column. For example, if we want to see our table whether there is any price that is marked as null or not. In some cases in SQL, our values become null when we have missing data. So just to be sure, we can check it with isNull function. Here you can see we don't have any data that is null. That's good. If you want to see if our price is 0, then we can use is equal to 0. But for null, we have to use is null. We cannot use is equal to null. This will not work. So these are some of the functions we covered in our lesson today. Thank you.